On Christmas Eve, my parents suspended my schooling until I apologized to their golden boy. I said one word, all right. By morning, my room was packed, and my Georgetown transfer was already approved. My brother went pale. Please tell me you didn't send it. Dad's smile froze mid-breath. Send what? Hi, I'm Caitlin Fletcher, 17 years old, and Christmas Eve should have felt warm for us. Instead, my father set his fork down and delivered his verdict. Monday, you're grounded. No school until you apologize to Dylan in front of everyone. My mother nodded fast, chasing holiday unity. It's Christmas, Caitlin. Families fix things. Dylan leaned back, smiling like he'd already won. I kept my voice steady. All right. The room stalled. My dad blinked. My mom's smile froze. Dylan's smirk twitched like he'd heard wrong. I stood, pushed my chair in, and walked upstairs. Calm on the outside, finished on the inside. They thought grounding me trapped me. They didn't know I'd already left. Before we go on, tell me where you're watching from and what's around you right now. Couch, bus, or kitchen table? You're watching Echoes of Life. To understand why Christmas Eve cracked something open, we have to go back. It started the week before break in the school parking garage. I heard shouting near the exit and walked toward it. Ryan, a skinny sophomore, was on the ground holding his face. Blood dripped between his fingers. Dylan stood over him, fists clenched, breathing like he'd sprinted here. Security cameras caught every second. 2 guards pulled Dylan away. Ryan's friends helped him up. My phone buzzed before I reached my car. The principal wanted me in his office. Mr. Thompson watched both videos in silence. He knew me from debate. He knew I didn't start fights. Dylan was suspended for 10 days, clear, simple, documented. But by the time I got home, Dylan had rewritten the story. He'd told my parents I'd screamed at him all morning, that I'd pushed him too far, that he snapped because of me. That night, before Christmas Eve dinner, my parents held a meeting. Dad sat forward like he was managing a crisis. You'll go on stage after break, he said. You'll tell the school you exaggerated everything, Mom added softly. Family comes first, sweetheart. I stared at the table. There's video proof, I said. Dad waved it away. People misinterpret things. One apology fixes this. So, I lie, I asked. You protect your brother, he said. Dylan sat in the corner looking wounded, rehearsing pity. Something in me snapped clean. No, I said. Dad leaned back. Then you don't go back to school. No classes, no debate, no counsel, nothing. I felt the room tilt, then settle. Fine, I said. Keep me home. Their plans started that night. Mine started earlier because if the truth didn't matter here, I'd take it somewhere it did. The house felt too quiet after dinner. Not peaceful, just numb. I closed my bedroom door and sat on the carpet. Not crying, not shaking, just done. 2 suitcases waited beside me. One for clothes. One for proof I existed outside this house. Transcripts, trophies, medals, newspaper clippings. Years of work no one here really saw. My laptop blinked on the desk. The Georgetown prep application page was still open. Rebecca had sent every link I needed. She was the only adult. Whoever stayed late without asking for credit. Her message that evening was short. 4 days left. You can do this. So I did. I pulled every document I'd organized for months. Test scores, competition results, recommendations sealed in bright envelopes. I scanned, uploaded, double-checked everything twice. Kayla texted at 1 a.m. About damn time. I'm with you. She always was. Then came the essay, the optional prompt everyone skips. Why do you want to school 3 states away? I wrote the truth. Growing up beside a golden boy meant shrinking myself to survive. Winning quietly hurt less than celebrating. Every victory at home carried a price. I didn't dress it up, just documented it. At 3:07 a.m., I hit submit. A confirmation banner slid across the screen. Decision within 48 hours. I stared until my eyes burned, then packed the last drawer and zipped both suitcases shut. Christmas Eve came and went. They grounded me. I said, all right. They thought that ended the story. By dawn Christmas morning, snow lined the windowsill. My room looked cleaner than ever. Too clean. My phone buzzed once. 1 notification. Bold blue header. Congratulations, Caitlin Fletcher. Full merit mid-year transfer. Boarding check-in. December 27th. I let the breath leave my chest. Slow and steady. Not excitement, not fear, just release. Downstairs, Mom reheated cinnamon rolls she didn't want. Dad sat with his coffee, probably rehearsing more rules. Dylan slept in, trusting Christmas to save him again. They had no idea the decision was already signed and sealed. No idea the paperwork was binding. No idea a courtesy car was scheduled for the 27th. No idea an attorney had confirmed. They couldn't stop any of it. I looked around my packed room. This was the last Christmas here. All that was left was saying goodbye to that school on my own terms. I wasn't preparing to run. I was preparing to leave correctly. Be honest with yourself for a moment. Have you ever had to choose between family peace and your own future? Drop 1 if you'd stay. Drop 2 if you'd walk toward the life waiting. It's the kind of choice we unpack on Echoes of Life. By the morning of December 26th, the house felt brittle. Mom moved quiet. Dad watched every step I took. Dylan hovered like he expected applause. I packed my backpack anyway, not hiding it, not rushing, just doing what I needed to do. The school parking lot was still half frozen from last night's snow. Students were trickling in after the holiday break. Phones lit up when they saw me. Rumors travel fast near Christmas. I walked toward the front doors. Dylan stepped in front of me, blocking the path. His friends flanked him like backup. He wore that same practice smirk. Perfect timing, he said, ready to apologize in front of everyone. I kept walking. He slid sideways, cutting me off again. Come on, Caitlin. Say the words. I made it up. Dylan defended himself. Easy. A few phones started recording. A small crowd tightened around us. I shifted my backpack higher on my shoulder. Move, I said. He grabbed my elbow. Not hard, just enough to make a point. Gasps rippled through the group. I twisted my arm the way our self-defense instructor taught us. His grip broke clean. He stumbled back into the fence, face going red. I didn't look again. I walked inside. The main office was waiting. Mr. Thompson stood when I entered. My parents were already seated, both looking drained. Mom's eyes were swollen. Dad's tie was crooked, which never happened. I placed the thick cream envelope on the desk. The Georgetown Prep seal gleamed under the lights. He opened it slowly, reading every line. Then he looked up and smiled. Full merit scholarship, he said. Mid-year placement. Immediate boarding. He came around the desk, extended his hand, and shook mine firmly. Caitlin, this is extraordinary. Congratulations. Mom sucked in a sharp breath. Dad's jaw flexed so hard it shook. Neither said a word. The office door burst open. Dylan rushed in breathless. She can't just leave. Tell her she can't. Mr. Thompson turned the document, so Dylan could see the raised gold seal. They've already accepted her, he said. It's binding. Dylan's face collapsed. He looked at me like the ground had vanished. He whispered something that barely held shape. I didn't mean for it to get this crazy. Just stay, please. I stared at him for a long, quiet moment. Then I shook my head once. Too late. When I stepped into the hallway, the noise hit first. Kayla waited with half the debate team. Students lined both sides of the corridor. Someone started clapping, then another, then everyone. The sound rose and rolled toward the doors. My steps matched the rhythm. Every locker echoed it back. When I pushed outside, sunlight hit the snow hard and bright. Behind me, the applause kept going. The day they tried to silence me became the day the whole building cheered. December 27th arrived with a thin winter sun. A black sedan from Georgetown Prep pulled into our driveway at 7 sharp. The driver loaded my suitcases without a word. Mom cried quietly near the porch. Dad stood rigid behind her, jaw locked. Dylan didn't come outside. The car door closed, and for the first time in years, the house looked smaller than I remembered. Georgetown Prep was nothing like home. Expectations were high, schedules were brutal. No one cared about my family politics. No one asked me to shrink so someone else could shine. I worked. I studied. I learned what it felt like to take up space. By February, I was running debate practice until 10 each night. By March, I was chairing student council meetings before sunrise. By April, the hallway posters read, President Caitlin Fletcher, I won 94% of the vote. Nationals came in May. Chicago was cold, crowded, and loud. We swept every category. When the chief judge announced Georgetown Prep as champions, the auditorium roared. My teammates lifted me onto their shoulders. Flash after flash lit the stage. For a moment, I felt weightless. Then the texts began. Kayla sent the first one. Dylan got expelled, permanent, punched a kid in the cafeteria, 20 witnesses. Another message followed. He's being moved to county alternative next week. I sat on the dorm floor and read the words twice. The fall finally came for the golden boy. Not because of me, because of him. 2 months later, Kayla sent a photo of a certified envelope on my parents' kitchen counter. They owed restitution for the boy Dylan hurt. Medical bills, security review costs, mandatory counseling fees. The school listed every charge. None were optional. Dad's signature on the check looked tight and shaky. Mom's handwriting in the memo line was worse. Neighbors started talking. Teachers whispered. My mother skipped church for weeks. My father left work early to dodge questions in the hallway. For once, the community finally saw exactly who had protected who. The calls started the next morning. 47 missed calls in 7 days. Mom's voicemails moved from tears to guilt. Dad's messages went from anger to begging. Dylan left 3 short ones. I'm sorry. Please talk to me. Please. I didn't press play on any of them. On day 5, Mom said, he's your little brother. He needs you. On day 6, a text from an unknown number. It's Dylan. I get it now. Please, call. I deleted the thread. On day 7, I opened my call log, highlighted every Maryland area code, and blocked them all. My phone went silent in a way I'd never heard before. Justice, the shelter dog I'd adopted. 2 months earlier, curled against my leg inside. The room felt calm, solid mine. 6 years passed without a single holiday call. I graduated from Georgetown University with honors, accepted a senior policy advisor position, and bought a glass-walled apartment near the river. No CO signers, no emergency contacts required. They said I abandoned the family, but I finally abandoned the role they wrote for me. I built a life in Washington, D.C., one quiet decision at a time. Not fast, not loud, just steady. Most mornings start the same now. Justice thumps his tail against the floor. I lace my shoes, step into the cold, and run 5 miles along the river. The city wakes slow. The water stays honest. On Saturdays, I mentor debate kids at the public library downtown. Some carry the same tired look. I once wore through every holiday. I teach them what Rebecca taught me, that skill matters, and so does proof. Your work is your exit. Your exit is allowed. My apartment sits 14 floors above the street. Glass walls, soft light, a kitchen stocked only with what I use. No shouting, no slamming doors, no one rewriting my life for me. Kayla texts sometimes. Short updates, small victories, no pressure for more. She knows my boundaries and doesn't test them. She told me something once, months after everything settled. My mother had admitted quietly to a neighbor on a front porch that losing me wasn't sudden. It was slow, a consequence they built, one decision at a time. My father stopped correcting people. When they asked about his 2 kids, he just muttered, "She doesn't speak to us anymore." Like the sentence tasted strange. Dylan's room never changed. She said, same posters, same trophies, a small museum of a boy no one could fix. Some realizations come late, some come alone. Holidays come and go without Maryland numbers, no Christmas calls, no guilt wrapped in ribbon, no demands dressed as family duty, just quiet mornings, and the smell of coffee I brew for myself. People assume I carry pain. I don't. I carry clarity. Those trophies on my office shelf aren't nostalgia, they're documentation. Proof I wasn't imagining anything. Proof I climbed out. I don't hate my past. I just don't live there anymore. Some gates close with sound, others close with understanding. Mine stayed shut the moment I stopped knocking. Peace lands softly when you stop asking permission to have it. If this story stayed with you, please like the video, share it with someone tired of carrying family guilt, and subscribe to stay with us for the next story on Echoes of